Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Michelle. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, make sure you stick around and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to turn your notification bells on so you never miss when your girl uploads a video. Today's video is going to be a little chit chat with you guys. I'm going to drop a little knowledge, but this video is going to be solely about 10 things that I learned so far in the year of 2021. I thought 2020 was tragic, but 2021 started off really rough for me. I just realized so many different things as I'm learning and going through my journey, and so I felt like it was necessary to share my lessons and my experiences, overall growth with you guys. So if you guys want to stick around and hear those 10 things, your girl gonna spit some knowledge. So the first lesson that I've learned is eliminate negativity. Eliminate negativity and protect your peace. And when I say that, I mean you cannot associate yourself around negativity in no way, shape, or form. And that goes for family, friends, relationships, whatever the case may be. If you find yourself in a negative space whenever you're around certain people, or you just allow certain people just to alter your mood, you definitely need to eliminate that, because negativity can drain the hell out of you. And we don't realize that sometimes because we're so used to being around it that it just becomes a norm. I found that I need to worry about myself, my peace, and my happiness. If you around me and you ain't speaking positivity, then I need to remove you. That goes for family, friends. Like I said, I don't feel like that's in any type of way being selfish. I feel like avoiding certain people to protect your emotional health is mandatory at this point. People have been through so many different things, and I feel like why keep allowing negativity and allowing other people to alter your moods when they're the ones with the issue. So protecting my peace and just surrounding myself with good people, good vibes, good energy. Nobody got time to be depressed, upset because of somebody else's issue that they have. You also need to set boundaries for yourself. And when I say that, I mean you can't allow certain people to do certain things that they once did. If you're gonna allow somebody to disrespect you, just certain things that you allow people to do, you have to set boundaries. That way you letting them know, like, hey, you can't do this, because if you try to do this, it's gonna be a problem. I noticed that for myself. I guess I'm such a people pleaser, and I just allowed a lot of things. I kept my mouth shut, and it was just only upsetting me. It was ruining me because I allowed certain things for so long that people felt comfortable to do it because I didn't speak up on it. At the end of the day, I feel like I only need to be around people who reciprocate the same energy that I do, and if you don't give that energy, then it's just not gonna work. You're not gonna bring that onto me. No, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. You got to go that way. The second lesson that I learned this year so far is to chase your goals. I know it's been real hard. I know sometimes it's really hard to get to where you want to get. I do realize, and I have realized, that you have to work hard because nobody's going to give it to you. Chase your goals, whatever it is that you want to do for yourself. Even if you don't have the support, even if nobody's cheering you on, chase your goals. We all have a purpose. We all have a skill. We all have goals that we are trying to accomplish, and you cannot let outsiders or distractions get in that way. I know that there's so many things that I wanted to do in my life, but because I was distracted from the outsiders and just surrounded with negativity, it was really hard for me to actually focus on what I wanted to do because of hearsay or just hearing negative feedback, or because other people didn't see my vision the way I saw it. I didn't receive the support that I expected. But once you have something that you want to do for yourself, it's kind of like tunnel vision. That's where I'm at with it right now. So you have a goal that you want, I say chase it. Yes, it's going to be hard. No, it doesn't come overnight, but hard work pays off, and consistency is key. Third thing that I realized this year is to have patience. I've never, since I can remember, even as a young child, my patience is slim to none. But I realized that patience takes time. When you're patient, you get a better result. Sometimes when you rush, you make hasty decisions, you don't get the end results that you want. And I realized that in life, like work, relationships, obstacles, sometimes you want things when you want them, and I'm guilty. Very spoiled, and I've realized that now that I'm older, things just don't work that way. Sometimes it's not happening for you right now because something greater is about to happen. Sometimes God doesn't feel like it's necessary for you right now, but he will give it to you when he feels you need it. So patience is really, really big. I'm still working on it. Don't get me wrong. I still have my moments where I get impatient and frustrated because I just want things to go the way I want them to go, but that's just not the reality of it. Moral of the story, good things don't come easy. The fourth lesson is self-love. Self-love is so big. You guys, you know, in my videos I've been really preaching it and trying to like spew it out into the world, because self-love is so big. Even though most people think that it's an easy task, a lot of times we're not mindful of how hard we are on ourselves. I'm one of my biggest critics. A lot of times just speaking down about myself, speaking ill about myself, not speaking life into myself. I'm dumb. Oh, I can't do this. Just always second guessing myself. After a while, you start to believe it because you're speaking it. I feel like whatever you speak out your mouth comes to existence. Learn how to speak kindness into yourself. Say that you're beautiful, even if you don't feel it. Do things for yourself that you wouldn't normally do. Dress up, even if you don't feel like going anywhere. Make yourself feel good. Do your hair, paint your nails. Just do things that make you feel good. It's basically taking care of yourself. And a lot of people neglect that and forget about that because we have so many other things that we're focused on a day-to-day that we kind of lose sight of ourselves. It's sad to say, but it's the reality because there's work, there's kids, there's bills, there's so many things, obstacles, things kind of throw us off, and we're always focusing on the negative that we forget about the positive. If we're not our best selves, then we're not going to be good to ourselves or anybody else. Lesson 5. This one is big for me. Don't compare yourself to others. Woo, child, that's heavy. I'm gonna say it again. Don't compare yourself to others. I have always done that. And that goes into the same category as self-love. Comparing yourself to this one, to that one. I wish I looked like that. I wish my body was like that. We're doubting ourselves. We are all born unique. We all have different qualities. We all have different features, different things that make us stand out. I'm learning that I'm my own self. I don't need to have that big old booty like her. I wasn't made to have these big breasts like her. It takes up so much energy when you're comparing yourself to somebody else. Or you know it, worrying about them and they done passed you and they doing bigger and better things, but you're spending so much time worrying about the next person that you're not focusing on yourself. And I also realized that there's somebody in this world that's wishing that they were you right now. So it's really big to not look at what somebody else is doing. Stay in your lane, worry about you. Everybody has things about them that they wish were, you know, different. The ones that you were worrying about, trust me, they have flaws and insecurities too. Don't compare yourself to anybody, even when it comes to your goals, your looks, your hair, or whatever it is. Everybody has their time. Everybody will have their time to shine. So tunnel vision, focus on you. Lesson number 6 is really big. Life is too short, so be kind. Kindness is really big. All I see is hate in this world. So much is going on in this world that we've been living in. You know, all the deaths and people losing loved ones, things with police, people just being sick, and you just never know what somebody's going through. And I realized that a lot of times when you wake up on the wrong side of the bed and you go to the store, you have a frown on your face or a scowl on your face. Somebody looks at you the wrong way, you're just quick to go off or snap. Your patience is just very thin. You need to be kind because you never know what that person is going through. They could have got diagnosed with something. You're taking things the wrong way, things out of proportion. They're looking like that because maybe they're in pain. I'm just learning now to just be kind, and it just makes you feel better. When you're mean or you come off like that, that just says a lot about yourself. It says a lot about what you're going through, taking your anger out on the next person. And I feel like a lot of people do that because most people don't deserve the backlash that they're getting, but because you're going through your own personal trauma and struggles, it's easier to take it out on somebody else, because it kind of deflects away from what you're feeling. It's almost like you get a relief when you come off on somebody else, but that just shows that you're going through hell. You're battling something internal. So I'm usually kind unless you just come at me. I know you come at my kids and then the lion gonna come out. Then you're gonna see a whole nother side that you don't wanna see. Lesson number 7, forgiveness. Whew. That's heavy. Very, very heavy and very hard. I can totally understand. I can totally relate. I get it. Forgiveness is really hard, especially when people hurt you in ways that are just unforgivable, or they seem like they're unforgivable. But I learned that if you don't let go and you carry that heavy burden on you and you suppress all of that anger inside of you, you're only shortening your life. You're only stunting your growth because you're holding on to anger. Anger is such a heavy emotion that just lingers on and holds on to us. It blocks us from having peace. It kind of makes you feel lighter when you forgive people. What I did to learn how to forgive people was just understanding that this is the type of person that they are, that maybe they have a sickness. They don't know what they do. They're not realizing it, and I don't have to affiliate with myself with you. I don't have to be your friend. I don't have to conversate with you. You don't have to be in my presence, but I can forgive you for what you did do. Now that shows growth in myself, and I can let it go. Because when you hold on to that, it's heavy. As soon as you see that person, your whole attitude changes, your body tenses up, you start frowning, energy shifted. And why allow somebody to have that much control over you? That's the one thing that I had to learn. Not allowing people to have that much power and control over my mental state. And being able to assess what was done to me, realize how I felt in the moment, and say to myself, how will I handle this person going forward? If you need to write it down, if you need to even have a conversation with them to get it out. If you weren't able to communicate how they made you feel, then do what you need to do to let it go, because it only hurts you in the long run. Lesson 8. Keep yourself busy. Keep yourself busy. Find a hobby, because too much time in the house, too much time by yourself just gets the brain going, the mind going, the thoughts going. I find that when I'm busy throughout the day, I'm more happier. I don't focus on the negative. I don't have time to like dwell on any type of anger, sadness, loneliness. Just your mind is busy. And I feel like once you're focusing on one thing, like our mind can really play tricks on us. But if you do things throughout your day to keep yourself focused, you won't have time to let those thoughts creep in. because that's what it does. When you have time by yourself, you have no choice but to sit with your emotions. So I found that through all the obstacles and things that I've experienced so far this year, keeping myself busy from the time that I wake up to the time I go to sleep, I don't have time to sit in misery. I don't have time to think about anything that upset me, because I try to turn it into a positive and do things that I want to do, which then helps me to grow, which then helps me to feel better. Also a way to heal as well. So find something that you love to do, whether it's gardening, reading, writing, dancing, fishing, whatever it is that you like to do. Try to keep yourself busy throughout the day so that you don't feed into that depression. We're not gonna claim none of that. Lesson 9 is to count your blessings. Yes, count your blessings, because I feel like a lot of times we are very ungrateful and we don't appreciate the things that we do have. We always say, well, I wish I had this, wish I had that, instead of looking around and appreciating the things that we do have. You woke up today, that's a blessing. You have food to eat. You have a roof over your head, that's a blessing. You're not sick. That's a blessing. And even if you are feeling pain or you are going through some type of sickness, if he woke you up this morning, that's a blessing. A lot of people don't get that opportunity. A lot of people don't have a piece of bread to eat. A lot of people are struggling. They're going through so many different things. And even for myself, I had to look back and say, you know what? I feel like I'm going through something, but I know somebody else out there is going through something way worse than me. And I had to realize that, you know what? I am blessed. There's so many things that I wish I did have, but the things that I do have, I need to thank God and be grateful for them, because I could be in such a different predicament right now with my children. Count your blessings, because some people are just not as fortunate as you, and you kind of have to look around and just appreciate it. Appreciate the things that we do have. We have running water. Things that we don't really think are a big deal, people would die to have. And so I'm learning to really appreciate just the small things. Just enjoying being outside and being around, you know, being able to walk. Some people don't have the opportunity to walk. Some people don't have the opportunity to talk. These are the things that we don't really pay attention to. We think that this is what we're supposed to have, when other people are not as lucky as we are. So count your blessings. Thank God. Lesson 10. Put your mental health first. You guys already know how I feel about that. Mental health is so big, and I feel like a lot of people nowadays don't really take it serious. When you talk to people about being sad, different things, they think that it's just, oh, you're just going through something, child, you'll be fine. If other people don't check on you, you need to do like a day-to-day checkup, and that's what I'm doing. It's so important to not ignore what you feel. Talk about what you feel and not hold on to it, because you need to learn how to unplug when you need to. When you need to take a break and you need to just press pause for a second, it's okay to do that. It's okay to just walk away and just get your thoughts together. It's okay to go get help. It's okay to speak to somebody if you don't know how to deal with your own emotions. It's okay to go to a doctor. You need to pay close attention to your mental health and really figure out the things that bother you, why you feel this way, why you act this way. Get to the root of the problem, because we all have different things that we've been through in life. We all have a story. Pushing it aside like everything's good is only going to eat you up, and it just piles up. For a long time, I was in denial that I had any type of, issues. I just thought that, I'm fine. When I hear anybody tell me that this is what's wrong with me, or you see something in me, like, it was always like, that's what type of time I was on. But it wasn't until I started seeing my patterns and I started getting angry at myself. I didn't understand why I was acting certain ways. Why can't I control this? Why don't I know how to, calm down? Or why am I reacting this way? What is it that makes me go off? What triggers me? It wasn't until I kind of started inflicting pain on myself, doing things that I didn't like. Not only was it hearing it from other people, but I started looking at myself. I'm not right here, we don't have to talk about it. And so I was in denial for a long time to go seek help. I was worried about what people would think if I went to get professional help. There's something wrong with you. To a psychiatrist, you have mental problems. Not the case. We all have emotions, we all have feelings, and I don't feel like anybody should have to hold that in or hide that because of what somebody else may think of them. You got to get that out. You have to release that. It feels so much lighter when you're able to dump it all out instead of holding it in. Checking on your mental health. Mental is so important. It affects how we feel, how we act. It also determines how we handle stress, how we handle everything. It's a bonus lesson. I just thought of this off the top of the dome. Is about learning lessons. We have all made mistakes we are not proud of. All done something in our lives that made us feel down, regret, dislike ourselves, second guess ourselves. And I just feel like when you make a mistake, that just prepares you and teaches you of what not to do the next time. If you made a mistake and you're not proud of that mistake, address it. Realize what you did, how you made that person feel, or how you made people feel, how you felt after you made the mistake, and just learn from it and try not to keep repeating those same mistakes. Sometimes we make mistakes and we don't even realize that it's a mistake because you've never experienced it. But once you experience it and you realize that this wasn't the best choice for myself or how it affected other people, you've made mistakes. Probably won't be the last time we make mistakes, but I also realize that making mistakes allows you to learn what you value, what you like, what you don't like. When you shift your mindset, it allows you to understand that there are actually no mistakes, only lessons and opportunities. So don't beat yourself up on it. We're imperfect people. Who are we to judge? Grow from the things that we have done so that we don't keep repeating them. With that being said, this wraps up my 10 lessons that I've learned this year so far. I'll probably do another one as the year ends or into the next year. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you got some insight. I hope this kind of uplifted you and motivated you in ways you may not have saw before. And if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss when your girl uploads a video. Make sure you follow me on all my other social medias. That will always be down in the description. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me, and I'll see you in my next video.